Hey, this is Ash. Thanks for coming back for the part two of the six-figure wholesaling method. We did this in part one. We reviewed most of the page. I'm just going to go through it just to familiarize yourself with it again, but then we're going to skip down to the second half of the page and then review that part of the sales page. Okay, so we came upon this page from a Facebook ad. We reviewed all this stuff in the last part one in the last session, reviewed the money back guarantee, reviewed all this, we didn't get to this part, and so this is where we're going to start, but I'm going to just show you the rest of the page, some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. We got a nice before, and then there's after. Um, got some interesting points there, and then just looking at the whole everything you're getting with this package. Get some testimonials, some static testimonials, and then get some more copy, and then we got some video testimonials down here, and then you got a nice wrap up here again. Beautiful. I really like how they're kind of showing this again and call to action. This is what you're going to get. So we're going to cover all that. Okay, so this is for the six-figure wholesaler method. Okay, so like I said, we're just going to jump right in. If you want to catch up, watch part one. The link will be down below. And all right, so this is where we left off. So we had a nice little introduction to who Brian Haskins is, and then he was talking about return on effort, right? Which I thought was a nice little. It almost seemed like a phrase that he coined, right? Return on effort, and because in any basically almost any deal or anything that you do in life, it's either you pay for it or you do it yourself, right? If you want to have your grass shorter, cut down, well, you go do it with your own lawnmower, that's effort, or you pay somebody with their lawnmower, that's investment. And so, but you're getting to the same goal, right? You're making your grass shorter. So I really, really like that because a lot of people, and I talked about this a little bit in part one, but I'm just going to review it. A lot of people will assume that if something is free, that you're offering something free, that it's going to be like you're going to sell it, like it's not a problem. But they forget that there's effort involved. Either I got to read a book, or I got to sign up for a webinar, and then I got to attend the webinar or something. So you got to be very cognizant of effort. Now, that's not really what we're going to be talking about here, but he does talk about return on investment, return on effort. And I really like that because I haven't heard that phrase before, and that's why I want to bring it up now. Okay, so here we go. So he talks about return on effort is a powerful new framework we've started tracking. So he's not making a claim that he invented it. He's just like, we've been tracking it. Okay, so I'm gonna look at this box. It's a very interesting box. It does, these two are kind of connected, and but then if you don't read this last sentence, this may be a disconnect. Um, I would like to see a little more of a tie-in, and then maybe I don't know. Anyway, I just don't like the way this is presented. Okay, so again, we have reverse type, so white type on black background. I've said it in many videos. It's just kind of hard to read. Um, but I'm going to go through this because this copy is really it's just cumbersome, and a lot of it's just unnecessary. And we're gonna show you. I'm going to show you some ways to what not to do, I guess. Best way of putting it. Okay, so when your ROE is dialed in, here's what happens. Okay, so unless you read this up here, you're not going to know what it's talking about. You're not going to know what it's talking about, but that's fine. Okay, okay, here we go. You earn more money, or at least the same, but for less time each month than the month before. Okay, this is very, very cumbersome. Okay, so he's saying return on effort. When you have it dialed in, here is what happens. You earn more money. Um, I would okay. I'm gonna reread what he's saying and then go over it again. You earn more money, or at least the same, but for less time each month than the month before. Okay, this is like so much of this is unnecessary. Then the month before, well, okay, got it. I mean, I didn't think I was going to earn less money, you know, um, in the coming months. I knew it was the month before. Okay, I would just say you earn more money in less time each month or something along those lines. I mean, just make it really simple. It's just it's like you earn more money or at least the same. Well, nobody wants the same. I mean, nobody, it's just like, I would just delete that. It's unnecessary. Don't need it. Okay, let's just get down to the next one. Your profits will go up, not down, as you get more and more of our frameworks implemented into your business. Okay, here I would just get not down. I mean, I got it. The profits are going to go up. Obviously, if they go up, they're not going down. So I got it. I know they kind of want to emphasize, pay attention. They're not going down. They're going up. You get more um, as you get more and more of our frameworks implemented into your business. Okay, for the most part, except for this little part, I think it's okay. Okay, closing deals becomes easier, less effort. Well, that's what easier is, less effort, not harder. Again, it's less effort and easier, not harder. And then he says more effort. Okay, so he's pointing out the synonym for harder. Got it. As you follow it, closing deals. Here we go. Closing deals becomes easier as you follow our strategies. That's it. That's all you need to say. This all is just garbage. I mean, this whole thing, like, I don't even know what the point of it is. Garbage. And you see this a lot. That people say kind of like the same things, and we're going to get to it in this next section. Here again, you're kind of saying the same thing. And also some of the designs just kind of went off the rails here. You got like a lot of different colors. You get this blue, and you get the black, and you get the red. Okay, so quick caveat, warning. I don't know. They kind of say the same thing. They're kind of like saying, well, by the way, or pay attention, or it's kind of the same thing in this context. So I would just say, quick caveat. I mean, quick caveat, warning. It's like quick caveat. Just a warning here, and then you're saying, well, just a warning. So you're kind of the same. So use one of the other. I would just remove the quick caveat. Just say warning. Okay. So I helped over 1,000 people build wholesale businesses. Beautiful. That's a real testimonial. Credentials, build your credentials. But about 4 years ago, I noticed a troubling trend. Beautiful. I like that. When you set a time or a place or a time and place, you're kind of setting a tone for a story. Like, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you what happened. So about 4 years ago, once upon a time, I noticed a troubling trend. So that's beautiful because that gets people to lean in, right? You're not just spouting facts like I've helped 1,000 people, which is not horrible, but you're setting like a story. Like about 4 years ago, I mean, to me, this is almost like would be like a header. 4 years ago, I noticed a troubling trend, and you're like, whoa, all right, I'm gonna hear a story. Okay, and then here's the story. As competition entered the scene, business owners started panicking, and instead of innovating and creating a new way, they doubled down on old school methods that never worked well to begin with. Okay, I'm going to tell you something because you've probably listened to me and you hear me stumbling over all these words. I don't know who wrote this, but all these sentences are ridiculously long. I mean, when you write copy, you got to be short and quick, short and quick, short and quick. Boom, boom, boom. So, as competition entered the scene, businesses started panicking. Boom, period, boom. Okay, instead of, and then you could say, and you can even capitalize it. And or you could just say, instead of innovating and creating a new way, and I would say probably ellipse, just give them some breather room. They doubled down on the old school methods, period. And then say, these never worked that well to begin with. Boom. Then you got like 3 sentences out of one crazy long sentence because it's just, me speaking them out is hard. And so and this is why you have to read your own copy. If you're writing copy, you have to read your own copy because you'll see how you're stumbling over the words. Um, and this is a really big, thick paragraph. I mean, it doesn't look that big. If you're reading a novel, it's a nice short paragraph. But when you're reading sales page, it's a big paragraph. So I helped over 1,000 people in the wholesaling business, fine. But about 4 years ago, I noticed a troubling. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure how this is really even relevant. I mean, what I would probably put up here is maybe up somewhere there. I mean, it's a credibility, but you're kind of, I mean, you are establishing some credibility, but you're getting into the story, which is great. So anyway, back to this. This could be well, at least this part could be 3 different sentences that are easier and clearer to read. You got it. I mean, I've seen sales pages where every sentence was on a line on its own. So that would be a sentence, one, and then I guess, yeah. So and it's just easier to read. It's like boom, 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 boom. And then if you can read it, and that's the thing if you're a copywriter, you got to read your copy out loud and see do you want to read it? And also if you're reading copy and you find yourself skipping over something, then it's not that interesting to you, right? Now you say, well, I've read it 10 times because of course it's not interesting, but still, okay, maybe 10 times, but if the third time you're reading it and you skip over it, get rid of it. Okay. All these all these people were trying to do was keep the revenue the same. Um, yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah, that's a good point. And if you stay stagnant, you die. You could say like, and every person knows if you stay stagnant, you die. Boom, done. Um, but it didn't work. Um, I love that. So you relate in the story where um, people were doubling down on the old school methods. They were just trying to keep the revenue. They were just trying to survive, keep the revenue the same. Didn't work. Beautiful. Okay, in fact, doubling down on the old way had the opposite effect. Okay, beautiful. I like that. You're kind of reiterating, doubling down, using the same, just kind of, because it's nothing wrong with just, using the same verbiage. They did this and they were doubling down. It didn't work. And then when they were doubling down, this is what happened. Um, okay, in fact, doubling down the old way had the opposite effect. They all slowly burned out. Beautiful. And sadly, a lot of the old guard of the wholesaling world are not around running the business anymore. I don't even know if I would even say that's sad. I would just say, you know, I would say, and a lot of the old guard. I mean, what's so sad about it? I mean, like, if you're, you know, if you're wanting to get into this business, you're not sad that the old guard or whoever is gone. You're like, well, that's less competition for me. So I would just keep that out. It just like I guess you're almost trying to get me to generate an emotion that I am not feeling. So, okay, so here and it says this is good and bad for you. Beautiful. On one hand, every competitor exits, you have one less competition. Thumbs up. On the other hand, if these business leaders weren't able to figure out what I'm about to teach you, what shot do you have? Yeah, I mean, I think that's interesting. It's a he's saying like, if these people who have got all this experience were doing whatever it is they're doing, they got burnt out, and they're like at top of their game, maybe, then what chance do you have? If they couldn't figure out what I'm about to teach you, which yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm just not digging that. I'm just like not totally understanding like if these business leaders weren't able to figure out what I'm about to teach you, what shot do you have? I don't know. It makes me think too much, right? These leaders, they couldn't figure out what I'm about to teach you. They couldn't figure out what I'm about to teach you. So obviously you're teaching me the new method. These old guard couldn't figure out this new method. So what shot do you have? But you're the one teaching it, so it's like I don't really understand. Like, yeah, I don't know. The whole is maybe I'm being mentally retarded here. I don't know, but it's just kind of confusing. If somebody thinks I'm like, if somebody could figure that out and tell me in a one sentence, beautiful. Love to hear it because that just seems rather cumbersome to me. Okay, that's where I come in. Okay, beautiful. So he's making it sound like, this is a hard thing. The leaders couldn't figure it out. You probably can't figure it out. And the fact that you can't figure it out, don't worry about it because this is where I come in. Okay, beautiful. If you're looking for a proven way to generate consistent wholesale deals, here's the truth. The old way of wholesaling is broken. I think we've already established that. Beautiful. Okay, so here's the old way, and then he's going to outline exactly why the old way um, is broken. Okay, so the old way of wholesaling teaches us to pick an area you want to invest in. Beautiful. Start marketing to find motivated sellers. Okay, so which is great is because these are things that everybody else is teaching you. Hey, pick an area you want to invest in. Then start your marketing campaign to find those motivated sellers. So it's like cold calling, sending out postcards, putting up ads, Facebook groups. Okay. Then once you find someone who wants to sell, make them a low ball offer and try to get it under contract. Okay, that's part of the process. Once you get a property, then start shopping it around to find a buyer. Okay, so you're finding motivated sellers, and then you get under, you offer them, whatever, to get them under contract, and then you gotta go find a buyer. You gotta go find a buyer. Okay, and with your fingers crossed, you can get it sold. Okay, so that's the old way. That's traditionally. I mean, I've read some of these old wholesaling, websites, and that's kind of what they're talking about. That's what people talk about. Okay, traditional wholesaling is a complete guessing game. Okay, so okay, and the reason why I'm going through all the like line by line details because I'm going to show you what they're doing and what I think is really confusing, and it happens right here. Okay, so the whole traditional wholesaling is a complete guessing game. Great, he's separating himself from traditional wholesaling. Okay, it's a guessing game. Guessing if you pick the right part of your market. I can assure you that not all areas will have buyers for investment properties. Find the hottest parts of our market to invest in before we get started. Okay, so this is where it gets confusing. This is why I wanted to bring this up. This is guessing if you pick the right part of your market. Okay, so that's a guessing game. If you pick the right part of your market, you're guessing it. Then he says, find the hottest parts of our market to invest in before we get started. So again, it sounds like, he's got like this whole ecosystem like that you're going to plug into, not really like you're learning a strategy that you can use in your own backyard, so to speak. It sounds like you have to invest in only their properties or their system. That's what it sounds like to me. And maybe that's what it is. And if it's not, then this copy is way off. Anyway, guessing your mark, guessing with your marketing. Most people blindly market for sellers of kind of like throwing darts blindly, only the rack up lots of proof. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna skip over this. All right. So this is where it gets confusing because I mean if he's really having like selling me a system like I'm plugging into then they make that then he's going to make it very very clear because right now it's not clear, and it sounds like, well, maybe he's got a method he could teach me that I could use in my own area, my own backyard, or wherever I want. I could do it in California, I can do it in Connecticut, I can do it in Florida, I can do it in Texas. But a lot of this language is making it sound like you're plugging into only what he's doing. So this is what I'm talking about. The new way works like this. Find the hottest parts of our market to invest in before we get started. So this must be Brian's market before he gets started. I mean, well, what about me? When do I get to start? Before you get started, Brian? I don't really understand that. Identify the cash cap buyers in our area first. So that's Brian's area. So knows Brian has a built-in buy. So we know we have a built-in. So we know we have a built-in Brian. So again, referring to Brian. It's plugging into his whatever, his system. Use the market demand what the buyers are buying to laser focus on our marketing. Okay, so Brian is supplying the marketing. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're supplying. You're going to laser focus on your marketing, Brian. So I guess it looks like I don't have to do any marketing. Thank you. And slash your marketing costs. Well, good for you. You're slashing your marketing costs, Brian. I mean, I don't understand the language here. Are they talking about me or them, Brian? You know that when they say laser laser focus our marketing slash our marketing costs. I don't know. It sounds like we're talking about Brian Haskins and his marketing and his marketing costs. Congratulations. Good. Good for you. So this is where I think it really kind of falls apart. Okay, and then here more just you got to be careful about what you're writing and how you're saying it. So the six-figure method, the six-figure wholesaling method, that's fine in italics, but then it has this colon, and then it says eliminates the guesswork and gives you the confidence you need to get started and something, and you need to create a predictable wholesale deals. Okay, this is how you say this. It's gonna be super simple. The six-figure wholesaling method, no colon, eliminates the guesswork and gives you the confidence you need to get started and to create predictable deals. And even I wouldn't even like forget about the confidence part. It just says eliminates the guesswork and gives you or tells you how to get started you need and create wholesale deals. I mean, a lot of this is kind of redundant, like how to get started. I would say how to get started on creating, you know, give you the confidence to get started in creating predictable wholesale deals. Like all this and something and unique, like you can eliminate that. Get rid of that. Okay. It's simple and that's why it works. So a lot of this, yeah, just like the design is kind of weird. Like it almost seems like you got this blue, kind of blue, and then you got this weird gold thing going on over here. And this is fine. You want it to stand out. And then you got the white on black, and then you get the red, and you get the red box. Then you got the pink box, which is great. I like it because it's saying bad. And then you got the green box, like bad. And you got, I don't know, it just seems kind of not really cohesive. It almost seems like somebody took 3 or 4 different pages and slapped them together in terms of the way it's reading and its design work. Okay, it's simple and that's why it works. So okay, so we're going to learn about why it works and why being simple is the reason why it works. Identify golden ticket buyers in your market. Okay. While most hosts, okay, first of all, they made this like everything else is I mean, it's not super tiny. It just seems so small. I think they made it a little bit small. I'm gonna zoom in because it's tiny. Whoops. Okay. Identify the golden ticket buyers in your market. While most wholesalers try to find properties first, they struggle to know if they have a good deal. All right. Let's see. Okay, so again, it's this all this language. It's like we identify the buyers in our market first, which allows us to find the buyers in our market to pay. I mean, I understand this is like the hypothetical. It's like this is the way we do it. But again, it seems like, it's like, okay, this is the way we do it. We identify buyers in our market, which allows us to find the buyers. Okay, which allows us to find the buy. Okay, I was like, okay, we identify the buyers in our market first, which allows us to find the buyers in our market who pay the most. Okay, so they're saying this is our strategy, this is how we do it, and you're going to be doing this too. Um, Allowing us to secure bigger profits and laser focus in our marketing. Okay, so it's like this is how we do it. You're going to be looking over our shoulder. That's how you're going to learn. So when they talk about this is what we do and stuff, it kind of, I guess it makes a little more sense in this context. And they go, this is, and then this is simple and this is how it works. But when he started referring to we and us and it didn't seem, especially when he's saying, you know, you like you, and then he starts referring to we and we. Um, it's you got to be careful about like, okay, this is what you're going to be doing, but this is what we currently do, right? This is what we currently are doing. It just seems a little kind of cumbersome, and maybe I'm just not reading it right. But anyway, here it makes a little bit more sense. Okay, this is our framework, and this is what we do. And once you learn what we do, you're gonna follow along with what we do, and then you can plug in your properties and stuff like that. So while most struggle to generate motivated seller leads and are stuck looking for a needle, we can use pre-sold properties. Yeah, so it's telling me what they're currently doing, right? We use pre-sold properties. Um, it just seems like yeah, like this just seems it's like a framework of what they currently do. Like this is our model. This is our model. This is what we do. When you read this, it says like it almost seems like what you are going to do. Um, I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just looking at it kind of backwards. But it's just I'll just say this. I have not been this confused on copy in a long time. I've seen some bad copy that is just bad use of the English language or unnecessary copy, but I've never been this confused about whether we're talking about I'm plugging into your program that already exists, your framework, and then you're going to do the marketing and all this other stuff, or I'm doing it. I have not been this confused in a while, and I'm not completely foreign to this industry, the real estate niche. I'm not. I read a lot of sales pages in the real estate niche and never been this confused. Okay, so let's just get down to. So here we have another call to action button, and here, so all right, so here we got another call to action button, and again, it doesn't look like a button. It just says the six figure, and it's not even like a call to action. It's just a button. A lot of, oh, and I wanted to say something up here. After reading this, reading this, um, I feel like there should be a CTA here, and we go, okay, now that you learned, this is all BS, click this book. Or definitely right here, you go, look, we just show you, we're telling you this is the new way, and you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn all the details in this handbook. Boom. It's just kind of like some of the copy just seems kind of dragging on, saying the same thing. Okay, and then you got it here. It seems like it's not even a call to action button. It's not even part of. This whole thing maybe should be framed in one box. And then after we told you all this, then here's the call to action. But it's like a top of this header, and it seems like a pre-header, um, or like an eyebrow, and doesn't even seem like a button, and it's got the trademark, and that always sounds like a bunch of BS to me. Um, okay, so let's learn the quickest and easiest way to create a six-figure wholesaling business. Beautiful. That's a great promise. Um, Inside, we'll show you exactly what it takes to start a wholesaling business. All right, Oh, I was gonna say, if you're a new investor struggling to get consistent deals and would like a method to generate six figures like clockwork, this book is for you. Beautiful. So it's like I love, if this is something you want, if this is something you're looking for, then this is the answer. Then this is for you. I always like to say in my copy, you know, if you love the idea of, you know, bringing home $25,000 a month, then this is what you want to do. If you like this, or if you're this, or you either say it emotionally. If this is how you feel, then this is the answer. Or if you're this person, so in this case, if you're an investor who's struggling, then this is for you. So I like that. Okay, so we got, and then here, just summarizing, this is all the stuff you're gonna get. This is all great. You got the six figure there, and you get a bonus, 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 bonus. Order your digital book today. So it's good that they make it clear, your digital book today. Here it says book, up there it says handbook, no big deal. Plus get additional 4 bonuses free. Okay, well, there's actually 5, but I'm gonna let that slide. Backed by a 30-money guarantee. I'm glad they cleared it up, made it very clear. But okay, so here we get to the testimonials, and I would, I don't know, probably put some up there. But anyway, these testimonials just kind of seem like they're not very, like, each one has a lot of gray and a ton of gray background. I would just make it maybe outline in blue, and they're separate. And also with testimonials, you want to have like a little header, right? I mean, this one it actually is a header. Um, and this one's kind of has a header, and I guess this has a header. I guess these aren't too bad, but they just, like I said, they're all kind of like grayscale, and the background's gray, and I mean, this is the only one with a little color in it. I think it just should be outlined. It's kind of like a hodgepodge, and you got to be careful about just throwing things everywhere, because people are like, well, do I look at this, or look at this, or look at this, or look at this? And if everything seems like it's a priority, then nothing becomes a priority. Then it's just, people are just like, I don't want to, it's just like, you know, shopping or something. It's like, it's so overwhelming. Then I don't want anything, or get the wrong thing. Okay, so um, okay, so 9,500 on his first deal in less than 30 days. Beautiful. I like this. This is, um, anything that's going to tap into, like, you're going to make 6 figures. 10,000 on the first deal, $6,000 check, $12,000 check. Um, you just, um, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, this is good. I'm not going to read this. This is just kind of like just more and more copy that really just doesn't add to it. I mean, you're not telling me anything I don't really know. And also, like, I say in many of my videos, if you can put it on somebody else's page, and it sounds fine, then you haven't done anything. You haven't really done anything. And so, okay, so we're gonna go to some of the video testimonials. I'm not gonna show them, but again, these need kind of like, this has a bit of a title. 32 deals my first year, on track to do 100. That sounds good. I made 40K in 6 months. That comes out to be 80K. It's not really 6 figures, but hey, that sounds good. Okay, so it's got some good video testimonials, and again, he wraps it up. As you can see, this method has already helped countless around the world. Beautiful. Summarizing what you just saw. The question is, are you next? Beautiful. Buy the book. Um, you know, yeah, all this is like see, this is the problem when you have buttons that aren't buttons, because my cursor is turning to a button as if it is a button. See, it's got the arrow and then you get the hand. And the only thing that's actually like I clicked on this earlier and then I clicked on this and nothing happened. So now something happens. Okay, so we're gonna just quickly talk about this and then we gotta run. Okay, so here it adds the value to each thing, right? So here's the actual book, and then all these are all the bonuses. I would probably separate these out because it's kind of confusing because he says book and then a bunch of bonuses and this. I would just maybe make this bold or something. Like this is the main product, and then these are the bonuses. Normally $702, and then get yours today for only $495. Beautiful. All right, and then a disclaimer. Very good. Private privacy. Wholesale, the richest 2023. Beautiful. Again, they got the support. It's just there's no link. It'd be nice. I mean, if you're going to do it at the top, do it at the bottom. And then you got this. Very good. So that's it. That's part two. That's part two. Brian Haskins, six-figure wholesale method. I know I was pretty critical and criticized a lot of stuff, but overall, I think it's really, really good page. I've seen a lot worse. There's a lot of things that can be fixed in terms of, I mean, at least for starters, just in terms of just clearing up the copy, making the copy better. I won't get into overall like design and things like that, but there's a lot of copy that's just like these bullet points are just they're just very generic and bland, and there's probably too many of them. I mean, they just don't even make sense after a while. This is good. I like this part right here. That's good. This is good, but it'd be tightened up and then maybe matching something else. This is good. Again, it could be written better. I mean, some of these sentences are really long, and it's hard to get the concept of, you know, the old way. You know, I had to read a lot of copy for him to say the old way. People are doing stuff and it's just keeping their income the same, and nobody wants that. And then if they're trying to keep their income the same, they're burning out and losing. And then the new way, different, and then it's just very, very, very cumbersome. The switching between the you and the I and the us and the we. You got to be very, very careful about that. You got to make it ridiculously clear. You know, this is why when I write copy, it's just stupidly clear. You know, like this is not a time to be clever or cute or, you know, anything like that. Yes, you can create mystique and intrigue and curiosity, but you got to be ridiculously clear. So, you know, a fifth grader can read this and go, okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, that's my review. That's the second part. If you want to watch the first part, I'll put a link down below, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.